afternoon, everyone. Welcome to From the Toad's Bookshelf.
From the Toad's Bookshelf.
That is what we are calling these now. We are going to be reviewing the book Matchmaking for Beginners by Maddie Dawson. Anyway, Matchmaking for Beginners by Maddie Dawson. It was a book that we both listened to on Audible and really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We are doing these reviews of the books that we really love, so you can always guarantee that if it's up here, it means we liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We originally found it. It was on NPR's Book Concierge
Right.
from the end of the year.
So if you don't know about that, NPR on their website has a book concierge where they ask all their different contributors to recommend some books, and then they cross-reference them. So if you like chick lit, and then you like chick lit but that has magic in it, you can drill down and get to a point where it's giving you all these really good books. But we have found quite a few books on there.
Yeah. So
this one is one of them.
it's very good.
All right. So premise of the story is I'm just going to read the blurb that they've got. Marnie McGraw wants an ordinary life, a husband, kids, and a minivan in the suburbs. Now that she's marrying the man of her dreams, she is sure that this is the life that she'll get. Then Marnie meets Blix Holiday, her fiancé's irascible matchmaking great aunt, who's dying, and everything changes, just as Blix told her it would. When her marriage ends after 2 miserable weeks, Marnie is understandably shocked. She's even more astonished to find that she's inherited Blix's Brooklyn brownstone, along with all of Blix's unfinished projects, the heartbroken oddball friends and neighbors running from happiness. Marnie doesn't believe she's anything special, but Blix somehow knew that she was the perfect person to follow in her matchmaker footsteps. And Blix was also right about some things Marnie must learn the hard way. Love is hard to recognize, and the ones who push love away often are the ones who need it the most. So that's the premise of it. So you meet Marnie, you meet Blix first, actually, because Noah's mother is putting together her
Christmas
party.
brunch.
Yeah. And Blix has come down from New York because Noah and his family lives in Virginia, right?
Right.
They're very upscale Virginia. And Blix has come down from Brooklyn. She is the black sheep of the family. She is the great aunt. And she comes down for this Christmas party. And there she meets Noah's fiancée, Marnie, whom she recognizes as a kindred spirit right away.
Right. And fellow matchmaker.
Right.
Which is, there's a mystical element to it.
Right.
That they have. It's not just, oh, I think you so-and-so and so we'll go together. They see people and know they belong together. So,
also, as Blix says, she pushes out good energy into the world, and she shines white light down on them to make them.
And they can see when they shoot it out. So, but it's a fun book. Blix is just...
Blix is who I want to be when I grow up.
A character.
She is... She's been married a couple times. She gets married for people that she loves. And
when she doesn't love them anymore, she moves on.
Right. She does what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So she is really somebody to aspire to.
Yeah. And
definitely follows her heart.
She named her tumor Cassandra.
Which we will get to in...
But it's fun.
Yeah. They're really good characters in this book. Even the ones that I disliked.
That are terrible.
Noah is a wuss, and he's been coddled by his mother, and he decides 2 weeks into his marriage that he doesn't want to be married anymore.
Well, he decided he didn't show up for the wedding. So
that's right.
She convinced him on their wedding day that everybody was there and they were getting married. I mean, she should have seen the signs, and she's not the strongest person either.
She's also not the brightest person.
Yeah.
But even that, you still get really invested in these people.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I gave it a 4-star because I was telling my Beth, I saved my 5 stars for the Night Circus, the Crawdads.
Right.
January, $10,000 in January.
Oh, I had a thought about that, by the way.
What, my rating system?
No, the rating system.
Oh, okay.
I figure, I have some books that I love that are going to be 5 stars, and then there's going to be a 6 star because There are some that are just above and beyond, like the 10,000 Doors of January.
To me, this does not qualify because there were parts of it that just it annoyed me.
No, it's true. So I think I gave it 4.5 stars too.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the 5-star, but it was a lot of fun to read.
I'm never gonna go. I'm looking forward to the second one that's coming out in the spring. We will read that, but I don't think it's going to be something that I go back and reread ever. And it's probably not something I'm going to remember.
I did have to go back and check some things,
Yeah.
like names. I remember the overall feeling of it and everything.
I finished it 2 days ago, and
we're
we
going
were
back
having
and
problems with the name. So
anyway, Noah is a bit of a bum, and
Jeremy is
his mother is a horror,
right,
and he just lets her push him around and she makes him do whatever she wants.
right.
You know, this is going to sound very garbled, so let's put it into perspective. Marty and Noah get married. Noah decides that he doesn't want to be married, and 2 weeks into the marriage, he decides he's going to go teach school in Africa
With his friend.
So off he goes and does that, and Marnie basically falls apart. And so her family decides she really needs to come home to Florida and spend some time with people that really do love her. So she goes down to Florida and spends some time there and meets up with her high school boyfriend who she walked away from for somebody better. And they rekindle their romance and get engaged. And then she finds out that Blix has died. She has met Blix twice. Once at the Christmas party and once at her wedding.
Right.
And she finds out that Blix has died and left her, Marnie, her brownstone. But there's a catch. She's got to live in the brownstone for 3 months. And then she gets to inherit all of Blix's...
the house.
The house and whatever else goes with it. And Jeremy, her now fiance, is trying to get her to just sell it and be done with it.
And her family too is just, why is this woman leaving you a house? There's a scam. It's a scam. It's not right.
And she's got to go live in Brooklyn,
Right.
which to these
We're not
people
Brooklyn
in Florida,
people.
yeah, it's like Brooklyn is the North Pole
Another
almost.
planet.
Yeah. So that, but she decides, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go live in the house for 3 months. But when she gets there, she finds out that Noah is living there because he's come back from Africa, deciding that he didn't really want to do that. And
Well, no, he got kicked out of Africa.
was that it?
Yeah.
See this thing? I forget these little points.
His buddy didn't get their passport. Didn't do all the paperwork. They're idiots. But he got kicked out of Africa. So, yeah.
So he is now living in Blix's apartment because he came back and he was with Blix when she died, and he fully expects to inherit everything.
Well, and if not him, his family.
Well, yeah. And then when he finds out that Marnie is actually inheriting it, he thinks that maybe Blix left it to her because she was married to him,
Right.
and there's that whole thing that's going on, and then you've got him trying to sabotage her on his mother's orders, and it's just, there are little twists and turns that go through. But there are great people that live in this brownstone. Blix lived on one level. Patrick is a recluse that lives in the basement with his cat. Jessica and her son Sammy live on the 3rd floor. And it's just, there's
And Lola is the best friend, Blix's best friend, who lives across the street.
Right. And I kind of saw this book as almost, excuse me, I have a itchy nose. Almost a love letter to Brooklyn.
And the community, because what it is it's, I love the community.
That was one of the best parts of it.
Just, I always kind of imagined that we, live somewhere, and you'd have, when you're growing up, you're going to go and you're going to live somewhere and you're going to have the group of people. And
Right.
we never found our community. We need to find our community. So.
Okay. The community that she lives in is just, it's like the ideal Brooklyn community.
Well, and
You know,
it's
you have your friend next door, and they get together and they come over and they have breakfast every morning.
and the bodega owner knows them,
Right.
And
She starts working for the florist down the street, and since she's a matchmaker, she knows the perfect thing to put in the cards, which is great
Right.
for the people who are coming for the flowers and stuff.
And
It's
she has-
so good.
yeah, it's just
The connections in this book are wonderful.
makes you want to pack up and move to Brooklyn.
I know, really, because they talk about the pizza places and stuff, and
Yeah.
how you go to this one and you don't go to this one, and that kind of thing. And it's just,
And
it's
how you pronounce the cheese that goes on pizza,
Yeah.
because we do it wrong.
but it's okay. We're from Jersey, so that's we're supposed to pronounce it wrong.
So, and you don't eat your pizza with a fork.
Oh my God!
So-
Everybody, you just don't do that. It's a great book, and if you want to get that overall sense of community and the friendships and that kind of thing, that is what's fun.
Yeah.
That's what's really fun. And also there's a little bit of matchmaking going on, like butting your nose in where maybe it's not supposed to
Right.
be, and that's all the problems that causes too. It's really, really
Yeah.
good. Also, I will tell you that there is a dog.
Yeah.
And it's a very good dog. So there's that.
Yes, Bedford is.
Always a good way to get to
Yeah.
us. Have a
So-
good dog. All right, so this is one that we recommend, Matchmaking for Beginners by Maddie Dawson. Definitely a lot,
Yeah.
a plus, yeah.
And book 2 is coming out in the spring, so we're excited.
Oh, right. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, enjoy.
Yes.
And we will talk to you in another week
Okay.
with more book reviews.
Yes.
All right.
Have a good one, everybody.